Hi, Leo. Welcome to your weekly reading. I was supposed to do Taurus and Virgo today, but I kept getting called by the Leos, so I'm wondering what that's about. And we'll see what comes out. So, my name is Sarah. This is Sarah Moon. This is Sarah Moon Rising Tarot. I am so glad that you are here. Thank you for tuning in. Please, if you're new and this reading resonates with you, please do hit the subscribe button or give a thumbs up to the video. It really just helps me to see that people are resonating or not. So again, really grateful to be here. I've already saged the space. I have the mood set. I hope you're comfortable. I hope you have something to drink, a nice warm tea or something like that, or maybe a nice cold beverage if that better suits you. And I'm just going to just do a little bit more saging. I already saged the cards as well. I ask that any angels, ancestors, spirits, God, I ask that y'all are here at this time with us and provide the messages that Leos need at this time, whatever that may be. We'll get a little shuffling going and then we'll get started. Today I'm using the Rider-Waite, classic Rider-Waite. Okay. So curious what's going on with the Leos that called to me like that. I lost my place. It's okay. Okay. What do my Leos need to know at this time? I want to make sure you guys can see everything. What do my Leos need to know at this time? That's the Eight of Swords up right at the bottom, but I'll go over everything. What do my Leos need to know at this time? What do my Leos need to know at this time? What's going on currently with the Leos? What do they need to know? It's so hard for me to not start talking immediately, but I do want to get everything out or else I can't concentrate. This little guy's got to move. I'll go over here for now. And what is to come? Where do we go from here? Two more, please. Where do we go from here? I already get a sense as to why this came out. Why you guys called me. Well, whoever's watching this. Okay. Beautiful. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Swords in reverse. I think that has a double meaning, so I'm going to wait. But, okay, so first row, we have the Seven of Pentacles upright, Seven of Cups in reverse, and Eight of Swords upright. I think that, and I feel like I've been getting this because I do my readings on Instagram as well, my weekly reads. I feel like the Leos have worked so hard over the last, I want to say 3 years, like since since 2017, maybe, have worked really hard, and that could not be for everybody, but at least for me in the last specifically couple of months, my Leos have like pulled complete 180s in transformation, in really like self what is the word, like exfoliation, but not exfoliation, like resurfacing, almost like just complete renewal, like when when you buff the surface of something and like reveal what was really there the whole time underneath. You're just like removing those dead layers. So it is like an exfoliation. I feel like that's what Leos have been going through for the last little while. And I feel like they've worked incredibly hard. And I almost like envision each of these pentacles as like a different area of your life. So maybe one area is like mending relationships with your family. One area is like working on your relationship patterns. Another area could be work. Another area could be outside interests. Like there's so many things that I don't think it all like hit at once, like all of these things need attention. I just think over time they gradually became, they got worked on in the time frame that they were meant to be worked on. So one thing might have come up 1 month or, whatever, but I feel like it took a really serious toll on at least some of the Leos that I know, and it's showed up in my tarot scopes that I do. I feel like it brought you guys, excuse me, to some pretty dark places. I want to say this because I want to be very careful about the way that I say it. I think that there is still some fine tuning that is being done right now. Like if you look at the leaves that are on this plant here, like there are still some brown ones, and that happens with plants. And it doesn't necessarily mean that the plant is dying. It just means that some of them needed to die and they get pruned and they get picked off. And I think that's what you're doing now. Like I think you've done the work, you've completed the planting, but now like, you're just like nitpicking and fine tuning and like maintaining the work that you've done. And I think that the work that you've done has had a lot to do with indecision, had a lot to do with taking other people's word for your own rather than working on having that discernment within yourself, having the ability to make decisions for yourself, stand up for yourself, not be clouded or not be, let me move these, sorry, not be caught under a spell of illusion or clouded, like I said, by people who might not have your best interest in mind or the best intentions for you. That can play itself out in a lot of different ways. Specifically, I'm feeling manipulation from other people, but I'm also just seeing this as a beautiful energy of you growing in a sense of just being able to stand up for yourself more, being able to speak up for yourself more. I think that's really important. And I think that it led to like the removal of a lot of fears. I feel like this was probably part of the state that you've been in, if you're resonating with this so far, of it could have had a lot to do with your identity, like not really sure who you were. And that comes sometimes as a product of manipulation. If we're, constantly being gaslit or manipulated by somebody, it can make it really difficult for us to even know who we are, because we may have people in our lives who are telling us who we are. Or if that's not the case, you may have just had to deal with some insecurity issues where you, as a product of whatever you've gone through in your life, maybe this was just a rough patch in terms of like insecurity, which then makes you not really sure who you are and where your place is. And I feel like a lot of people can identify with that. I know that I can. And I think that you have put in an extraordinary amount of effort to healing, and to learning these patterns that you have within yourself, and looking to correct them. Some of you may have gotten on a spiritual path. Some of you may have started working with a therapist or a counselor of some kind, or just embarked on some time alone. Maybe you spent some time not in relationship or not dating, just to kind of get your head straight and get your head clear, knowing that it would make things better in the future if you kind of like took some time back to just step back and reevaluate. In the present, really interesting stuff here, and I feel like I can see things going two ways. So, Two of Cups upright is at the top. Five of Swords upright is in the middle, and at the bottom here is the Eight of Pentacles upright. So I do feel like some of you may be coming into contact with somebody, possibly somebody from the past, possibly somebody that's in your life currently. I'm not really getting the sense that this is a new person. I'm getting that this is somebody that you already know. And I feel like it is going to be an overall positive experience, but there is going to be some trouble along the way. And I think that this person possibly has hurt you already in the past, or you've hurt this person. Obviously, these readings can be taken in the reverse if you feel like you're resonating more when there's a second person involved. I feel like there was some pain, but I also think there's some pain coming, because I think that the two of you, and I don't want to say that like so ominous, sometimes I kind of just get caught up in the channel, but I think that there's some like almost like growing pains. The two of you may be getting together to try and work things out, to maybe have a conversation, to maybe it's just a simple like you run into each other, but more so this feels more intentional. But I have a feeling that this person I don't think that they necessarily have bad intentions, but I do think that they are not ready to get to a level of truth telling. They may be lying in an effort to protect themselves, to protect their image maybe, or protect insecurities that they feel within themselves, like the big the big tough guy that like all bark and no bite. They may be really and I obviously don't want to speak for anybody, especially when it's involved with a partner, because I don't want people to be in manipulated situations and then like hear me say, oh, but this person is really, and of course this is me trying to control outcomes that have nothing to do with me. So I understand that, but I don't want people to hear like, but they're really like, they're a hard exterior with a soft middle. Like, yes, that is the case for a lot of people, but that doesn't excuse bad behavior, and that doesn't excuse mistreatment, and that certainly doesn't excuse manipulation. And again, I don't think that this person has bad intentions. I do feel like they're just they're still caught up in the game. They're still caught up in vulnerability not equaling strength, whereas some of us who have walked that spiritual path, we understand that spirituality is strength. I'm sorry, that vulnerability is strength. So this person might be caught up in like, well, if I show them how I truly feel, or if I say what I really feel, I'm going to look weak, or I'm going to get hurt, or I'm going to get rejected, or something like that. And so they're coming across like, I'm literally hearing like, snake tongue, like lying. And I don't, oh, perfect. Look at this. I don't know if this is a dragon or not. I think it is, but like forked tongue. So, take that the way it will. Again, I don't necessarily know if this is like going to be a complete like claws out thing. I just think that this person isn't ready to like bear it all, you know? So keep that in mind. Like if this is coming up with this person, keep in mind that they really may just not be ready to, again, bear it all. Be clear with you, be real with you. But I do see that this is something's being worked on here, you know, so maybe this is the first in a long list of pentacles, or the first in a long series of conversations that need to happen in order for some progress to be made between the two of you. Where that leads, again, like I said, I don't know, but it does seem like maybe, even though this person might be a little bit difficult to deal with, that they have good intentions at the end of the day. Like I said, they may just be a little bit immature and not know how to handle that. So let's move over to this third row, because that I think is where a little bit more of the clarity will come through. First card out is the Tower in reverse. Next is the Page of Cups in reverse. And the last is the Empress, which I believe is you here at the bottom. I think this person is a little bit immature. I think, again, they're avoiding the moment of truth, the moment of the tower coming crashing down, because I think that they possibly have been hiding from that tower for a really long time. This might have been something, or these things, I'm getting more than one, excuse me. I'm getting that these are things that they've known about for a long time, but maybe haven't been able to face in any type of constructive way. You know, not a lot of people really have. I think it is becoming more common now for people to reach out for help professionally if they need it. But if you're just a regular person and you're just living your life, you might not understand the resources that are available to you. And if you're from an earlier generation, or you were raised by somebody from an earlier generation, possibly mental health awareness is still stigmatized for you or for this person. Or it could just be stigmatized within themselves, that they think that reaching out for help will again, like that vulnerability concept, that maybe they think that reaching out for help will make them look weak in some way, even just to themselves. You know, maybe nobody knows about it, but they still somehow feel like that's admitting defeat, or they could have done it on their own. And again, my readings are never gender specific, but that is a very old world masculine. I don't want to say old world, but that is a very lower vibrational masculine trait, which is not feeling like you can talk about your feelings. And that's a product also of our society. We've done that to men. We've pushed them away from feeling things. So if this is a gendered male that you're dealing with, just understand that may be at play here. And there does seem to be a little bit of immaturity here as well. More so I'm getting, or not more so, as well, I'm getting the sense that this person may be feeling pulled or called towards a spiritual path, or being called towards a walking in truth, walking in faith, but they don't, it's scary to them. Maybe they think in some way that they have to make sacrifices, or act differently, or they sacrifices, like they have to give something up in order to walk this path, which is it's true and it's not true. Anything that you give up to walk on a path of faith, you usually get back in just a completely different way that's so much more bountiful and beautiful than you could have ever imagined. But I don't know if that is the common belief. I don't really know. Maybe not with this person specifically. I hope that made sense. They may be, again, like, I don't want to keep harping on masculine, feminine. Remember that these are just energies, but they may be afraid to show their feminine side. They may be afraid to, cry. They may be afraid to admit emotions, admit that they're feeling a certain way. And I get the sense that through all of this, like, again, I do feel like there's a little bit of a rough patch coming in terms of like dealing with this situation. I do think that there's going to be some type of communication here. How that goes, again, I'm not really sure. I think that whatever this initial conversation is, or dealing, is just kind of going to like scratch the surface of what really needs to be gone over or talked about. But I think throughout the whole thing, you're like maintaining this work that we talked about over here. I think you're really not willing to forego the things that you've learned in this process, because I really feel like this put you through the ringer. I really feel like this made you a stronger person. I feel like you're finally starting to reap the benefits of your abundance. Maybe that is monetary and like Ace of Wands energy, like new things are coming into your life, not just money, but I really feel that you're good. Like whatever, like look at like the lush pillows that she's sitting on, like you're sitting pretty right now, and you kind of, I don't want to get like so like this kind of feels like, I don't know how I want to say this, but like you're good with or without this person. And I feel that solidity and that stability that you have attained has come at a very high cost to you. And I don't think you're willing to just let that go over something or somebody that it just isn't willing to show you who they really are. And again, like I said, you can take this information that I'm giving you and put that in your toolbox so that when you do see this person, you can have compassion, but don't, let that influence you if there's bad behavior or mistreatment or abuse or manipulation. Just remember that this is another human being that's standing in front of you or speaking with you, and they're going through their own spiritual journey. They may just not be as far along as you are. There was something else that I wanted to say. That where this person is on their spiritual journey, vulnerability and being authentic is for you has just like, you're way past that point, in my opinion. You may feel differently, but that is like 101 for you. You may be looking at this person and saying like, I have come so far and you can't even just drop the act with me. Like, this doesn't make any sense. I'm so confused, because you've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, and you're like, that is so, literally, like, that's the first thing I learned, was that being authentic and being, myself, no matter what the response was, is like the best way for me to live in alignment with myself and with my spiritual path. And excuse me, you have to have sympathy for this person, because they may just not get it yet. The light bulb might not have clicked, and they're trying to come in without having that revelation yet. They're trying to like fix the problem, or I don't want to say fix the problem, but they're trying to like talk about the problem without actually bringing in the real solution, because they don't have the real solution yet. It's like putting a band-aid on like a broken arm or something like that, I hope that's making sense. I sometimes lose my train of thought when I'm in the moment, but I just think that, again, the Empress is compassionate, right? She's like the mother figure. So find that line between not being a mother to somebody, not doing somebody's work for them and exonerating them or absolving them of them having to do their own work, but also find the compassion of the Empress on the other side, which is, I see this person, I see they're struggling, and I can wish them well. I don't need to wish harm on them, but I can also stay in my lane and do my own thing and allow them to stay in their lane and do their work. And maybe like down the road, our paths will come back together. But right now I need to like let them do their thing, because they're just a little bit further behind on the path. Yeah, I'm getting that like hard exterior thing again. So that may really resonate for somebody, where this person's just kind of being really inauthentic because they're afraid to let their guard down. And that's fine. But again, you don't have to do somebody's work for them. So you can like, your body language and the words that you use will show this person that they're in a safe space. But if you're offering that to them, but that's pretty much as far as you can go. I mean, you can't really like beat somebody over the head and be like, this is a safe space, tell me what you feel. Like, it doesn't really work like that. People have to meet you halfway. That's just the way it goes in mature and conscious, that's the word, mature and conscious relationships. So Leo, that's all I have for you. I hope this was really helpful. That was a lot of information and a lot of fast information for me. I feel like sometimes I'm a little bit of a slow channeler. So, well, really, I just take my time. But I can see why you guys might have called me. It is Leo season. I just saw that Venus is out of its shadow, so that makes sense too. There may be some conversations coming in, and maybe you needed to hear this message before that happens. So, yeah, I hope this works. I hope this reading was helpful to you. And if you want, you can find me on Instagram. My handle is at Sarah Moon Rising Tarot. And yeah, I hope to see you back next week. Have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye, Leo.